If elected, what will your stance on drugs and gangs in our communities within our reservation be? If you have a friend or family member selling drugs in our communities within our reservation, will you be supportive with the enforcement of bringing these criminals to justice?
Hi, I'm Cindy Madigan, and my stance on drugs and gangs in our community is that we really need to work hard to eliminate drugs and gangs and the behaviors that come with it. We have a lot of social issues because of it, and we really need to take care of that business right away. It affects our economic development, it affects employment for our young people, it affects a lot of issues. And what was the second part of the question again?
If you have a friend or family member selling drugs in our communities within our reservation, will you be supportive with the enforcement of bringing these criminals to justice?
Yes, I would be supportive. I don't know of any family members of mine that do that, but if that did happen, it's the bed that they made for themselves, and it's not okay. It's not a good example for our children, and it's not a good way to raise our kids, so definitely I would be supportive.
Please, your question again, please.
If elected, what will your stance on drugs and gangs in our communities within our reservation be? If you have a friend or family member selling drugs in our communities within our reservation, will you be supportive with the enforcement of bringing these criminals to justice?
Thank you. Leroy Fairbanks. My stance on drugs and alcohol and gangs in the communities is, I'm not in support of drugs, I'm not in support of alcohol, I'm not in support of gangs in our communities. But we all know that drugs, alcohol, gangs are all part of every single community on this reservation, and off this reservation, and part of the band members, that live on or off this reservation. Would I be a part of, a team of people that are putting a plan together to address this? Yes, definitely I would. If there's family members who are part of the problem, yeah, definitely. Because the most important thing is, and I think that everyone would agree, is that it's about the future of this reservation. And part of the future of this reservation has to do with the kids, our grandkids, nieces and nephews. It's a part of the future of this reservation. And so we don't want to cloud our kids with drugs and alcohol and gangs and keep them off the path that we really want our kids to be on. So yes, I'm 100% in support of being a part of a team to address drugs, alcohol, and gangs, which
1.4 million.
Bill loan. My understanding of this thing is, I heard that they were already in renegotiating with Kathy Buell, because when they actually did it, they only had the land as collateral instead of the buildings. The way I've heard it now, they actually put the buildings in there and some other things that weren't in there, and some other parcels of land that were available there, and I think that at one time I tried to bring it up at a quarterly meeting too, put an injunction on all her property and stuff, so that she wouldn't get into Chapter 11. But I think that's what that she's using against them now to renegotiate her loan with them. And I don't know how they actually, Bill himself did that prior to him dying and then coming up with the $400,000 when he's supposed to have been a businessman and he didn't do a very good job of that. So thanks.
Robert Budjo Sr. into Zoom class. They're having another jam this year, 21st jam. I would say, take all the profits from whatever they make this year and continue doing that for the following years. And if Ms. Velo don't want to cooperate with that, foreclose on the loan, take all the property, the land, and try and continue to have the jams operated by the Leech Lake Vanderbilt Ojibwe. I'm sure it must be a profit-making endeavor, otherwise this wouldn't be the 21st year for the jam. They got to be making money over there. So I would say take the profits from this year's jam towards the payment of the $2.4 million, pay next year's profits. And if you want to collaborate, thank you.
And 7. The question is, I can't read this one. What do you plan on doing to create opportunities for band members on and off the reservation?
Leroy Fairbanks. I think it's a broad question. Is it opportunity? It comes in I think it's just a real broad question about opportunity. But if we're talking about employment opportunities, I think that it's a direction that Leech Lake really needs to look at, is looking off reservation as far as opportunity. If we're looking at employment issues, partnerships with different organizations. I know the Bemidji Local Indian Council talks about the Bemidji Regional Event Center and Leech Lake not being a part of the employment with that. But there's also, down in the Twin Cities area, they're talking about a new stadium. I mean, these are big projects, and if Leech Lake is being a part of the start and the discussion of these projects, affirmative action is one of the things that they were talking about. Leech Lake has passed a resolution that's saying that Leech Lake is in support of it. And so I think if we're talking about employment opportunity, those are some of the things that we can look at on reservation. We need to clean up. 1 minute's not on.
Question again, please.
What do you plan on doing to create opportunities for band members on and off the reservation?
My name is Prescott. That is a kind of a tough question. A lot more is available to us on the reservation than off, but I would like to see access to education within reach of members off the reservation, access to training for job skills on the reservation. I would like to see Leech Lake go forward and sell their wild rice to the USDA. We can continue to buy rice, put money into the pockets of our band members until there's no more rice on the lakes. We'll have that ability, and we will be able to sell it year after year. As well as seeking funding for the assisted living facility. We could put a lot of people to work, teach our own, to care for our own, expand training at the tribal college to include the healthcare field where very few natives are in that field.
Okay, our next question will go to number 1 and 3. Everyone here speaks of economic development. What programs that you know of exist, and what ideas do you have to ensure that help and to keep going in the right direction?
One of the major programs we have through the MCT is Business Development Office, and we do have different people that do help there for developing business plans. And we do have a loan program, which is just a gas lender through the reservation for $5,000 to $50,000. The different experience that I have, I've created businesses and I've done research and I've worked in business for well over 10 to 15 years. I've helped and contracted with people on and off the reservation. And I do feel that I'm very successful. I'm still getting educated, and I would like to bring those opportunities and show people the way and how they can get started money-wise and get target markets and, franchising with different companies. Thank you.
Bonjour, Mr. Humphrey. Well, the one thing I would not do is sell rice. We really don't have a whole lot of rice left. I'm racing every single year with my dad, and we're running out of rice. We're running out of ricers, and our earth is like, if you're not using what I'm giving you, I'm going to take it from you. It's like berries. We don't pick from those berry patches and gather the berries and honor them like we used to. They're going to go away, and they are going away. So that's the only thing I wouldn't do. Our rice is really, really sacred, and we need to start treating it as such again, and doing those ceremonies and those honorings and everything before the season starts. We have a lot of good opportunity in our area, but the economy is never going to blossom if we don't have people who are inspired to.
How would you help the community and tribal police come together? How would you get police officers to help get to know the community?
Easy question. I think like even most jobs on a reservation, if you're an officer, sergeant, director, you should be helping our community, you should volunteer your time in the community, get to know the community. That's why the trust issue isn't there with the officers in the community, because they see light skin or dark skin, and that stereotype is there that they're against us. That's the thing that we're working on right now, is getting the officers together inside the community and trying to get to know our youth, educate them on drugs, gangs, show them that they're there for them. Working in a PD, you get a lot of people that are disgruntled because of the past with the BIA and boarding schools and things you see on TV, maybe some of the things they encounter with county officers. But as a tribal, I guess in the tribal police station, we have to be more involved in our community. We have to be out here just talking with people, sitting inside their house, eating maybe dinner with them. And the community has to accept them.
Your time is up. Sorry. I want to remind you, candidates, if you could just remember to say your name before you speak, just because we're being aired on the radio and no one will know who you are if you don't say your name. The question is, if elected, how would you help the community and tribal police come together? How would you get police officers to help get to know the community?
My name's Skip Lyons. Actually, that's one of the biggest problems on Leech Lake, is we're surrounded by 4 counties that have like, it's like a racist court system. The whole court systems are white, and each jail is filled with Native Americans. We have a tribal police force that we have 17 white police officers on. And actually the whole police structure, I mean, they're more or less predators on Native Americans. And the county jails, they get $50 more per bed for a Native American than do the white counterparts. So actually, you know, I'm not reading a cop cover, so I really can't answer the